On the sacred mountain of flowers and fruit, where celestial energies gathered, stood a stone of immense power. For countless ages, it absorbed the essence of heaven and earth, the light of the sun and the moon, until one fateful day, it could contain its power no longer. With a blinding flash and a thunderous crack, the stone burst open, and from its core leaped a figure brimming with boundless life and untamed spirit. He was born of stone, yet more alive than any creature. With eyes that shone like golden beams, he surveyed the world with insatiable curiosity. This was the beginning of Sun Wukong, the handsome Monkey King. His energy was a whirlwind, his laughter a challenge to the silent heavens. He quickly became the leader of the monkeys, discovering the Water Curtain Cave and establishing a kingdom of joy and freedom. But for a being born of magic, a simple life was not enough. His heart yearned for power, for knowledge, and for immortality itself. Driven by a fear of mortality, Sun Wukong journeyed to the ends of the earth in search of a master who could teach him the secrets of eternal life. He found the great sage, Zushi, and through sheer persistence, became his disciple. Under the master's tutelage, the stone monkey's raw power was honed into legendary skill. He learned the 70 to earthly transformations, a formidable art that allowed him to change his shape into any creature or object his mind could conceive. He was taught the secret of the cloud somersault, a technique that could carry him 108,000 li in a single leap, faster than the wind itself. But a king needs a weapon worthy of his might. He dove to the depths of the Eastern Sea, to the palace of the Dragon King, creating chaos until the exasperated king offered him a divine treasure. It was a colossal iron pillar used by the ancient gods to measure the ocean's depths. To others, it was an unmovable relic. But in Sun Wukong's hands, it was destiny. The pillar, named the Ruyi Jingu Bang, glowed and magically shrank to the size of a staff, obeying his every command. It could grow to pierce the heavens or shrink to the size of a needle to be tucked behind his ear. Armed with unimaginable power, Sun Wukong was no longer just a king of monkeys. He was a force of nature, ready to challenge the very order of the cosmos. Word of this powerful and defiant monkey reached the Jade Emperor, the ruler of heaven. In an attempt to control him, the Emperor offered Sun Wukong a lowly position as the keeper of the heavenly stables. Insulted by this slight, Wukong's pride erupted into fury. He declared himself the great sage, equal to heaven, and began a rebellion that would shake the celestial realm to its foundations. He single-handedly battled the heavenly armies, a whirlwind of gold and fury. 100,000 celestial warriors were no match for his skill and his magical staff. He outsmarted the greatest of the celestial generals, turning their own tactics and weapons against them with his shape-shifting abilities. Asterisk, asterisk, narrator. Asterisk, asterisk, his defiance knew no bounds. He stormed the underworld and confronted the kings of hell, forcing them to bring him the book of life and death. With a stroke of a brush, he erased his own name and the names of all monkeys, granting them immortality and breaking the cycle of reincarnation. He crashed the Queen Mother's sacred peach banquet, devouring the peaches of immortality and drinking the elixirs of long life meant for the gods. The gods trembled not just at his power, but at his sheer, unadulterated audacity. He was chaos incarnate, a rebel who refused to bow to any authority, human or divine. With his entire heavenly host defeated and his authority in shambles, the desperate Jade Emperor begged the ultimate power for help, the Buddha. The Buddha descended from the Western paradise, his presence calming the chaos. He looked upon the arrogant Monkey King not with anger, but with compassion. He proposed a simple wager. If Sun Wukong could leap from the palm of his hand, he would be declared the new ruler of heaven. Scoffing at the challenge, Wukong prepared his cloud somersault. Believing his speed to be unmatched, he leaped. He flew across the cosmos, a golden streak against the blackness of space, until he reached what he believed to be the edge of the universe. Before him stood 5 colossal pillars, marking the end of creation. To prove he had been there, he triumphantly wrote the great sage, equal to heaven, was here on the middle pillar. Then, with a cocky grin, he somersaulted all the way back, landing smugly in the Buddha's palm. But as he looked up, he saw his own writing inscribed on the Buddha's middle finger. The 5 pillars were merely the fingers of the Buddha's hand. He had never left. In that moment, Wukong understood the nature of true power. The Buddha's palm closed, and with a gentle flip, he transformed it into a mountain of 5 elements, imprisoning the Monkey King beneath it for his hubris. For 500 years, Sun Wukong lay trapped, his immense power contained, his pride shattered. He had nothing but time to reflect on his arrogance. Then, a new destiny arrived in the form of a humble monk named Tang Sonzong, chosen by the goddess Guanyin to undertake a perilous quest. He was to journey from the heart of China to India to retrieve sacred Buddhist scriptures that would bring enlightenment to his people. Guanyin had decreed that Sun Wukong would be freed, but only if he pledged to serve and protect the monk on this journey to the west. With the seal on the mountain removed, the Monkey King was reborn, not as a rebel, but as a pilgrim. He was not alone. They were soon joined by 2 other fallen celestial beings seeking redemption, Zhubaji, or Pigsy, a gluttonous and clumsy pig demon, and Shawujing, or Sandy, a reliable but quiet river ogre. Together, this unlikely band of heroes faced 81 trials. They battled cunning demons, seductive spirits, and monstrous beasts, who all sought to capture and eat the monk Tang Sonzong, believing his flesh would grant them immortality. Sun Wukong, with his sharp eyes that could see through any disguise, his incredible strength, and his unwavering courage, was their primary defender, the vanguard against the forces of darkness. The journey was more than a physical quest. It was a spiritual crucible that forged a new hero, the once uncontrollable rebel, who answered to no one, now served a mortal master. Tang Sonzong controlled him with a golden circlet placed upon his head. A simple chant from the monk could cause Wukong excruciating pain, teaching him the harsh lessons of humility and obedience. Through protecting the vulnerable monk, the arrogant king learned compassion by working alongside the flawed but loyal Pigsy and Sandy. He learned teamwork and patience. The journey stripped away his pride and selfishness, replacing them with discipline, loyalty, and a profound wisdom he could never have achieved through power alone. He was no longer fighting for his own glory, but for a noble cause, protecting the innocent and guiding his companions toward enlightenment. He was transforming from a great sage into a true hero. Upon completing their mission, Sun Wukong and his companions were granted enlightenment and Buddhahood for their service. The Monkey King, the stone-born rebel who once sought to overthrow heaven, finally found his place within it, earning the title Victorious Fighting Buddha. His story endures as one of the world's greatest epics. Sun Wukong symbolizes the eternal struggle between freedom and discipline, the untamed power of the individual, and the profound truth that the greatest journey is the one within. He reminds us that even the most rebellious spirit can find redemption, and that true strength is not just the power to conquer others, but the wisdom to conquer oneself. Click like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps this channel continue to grow.